bear with me for about 60 seconds. I have somebody testing it to make sure it's working, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, everybody, so we're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jocelyn Pond, and I'm a Senior Sales Director with Mary Kay Equinox Driver, soon to be Cadillac unit. And so I'm really happy to be talking to you guys tonight because I'm so excited to be talking to you about team building, because that is what I'm most passionate about. I building like what speaks to me. I love it. And so we all know that like skincare classes and bookings are the lifeline of our business, right? But I believe that recruiting is like the blood that runs through our veins, right? It's like the blood that runs through Mary Kay's veins. Like, so, you know, I think that it's really, really important that we do it. And I think sometimes as new consultants, you know, we get a little bit confused and whatnot. And so I'm just really excited to really just break it down for you guys. And so, you know, when you build your team, you're not only helping other women to like, you know, make more money, but you're also helping them to better themselves. You know, I think that everybody should do Mary Kay for at least a year. I don't know who said that. Somebody said that, but like, I really believe that because, you know, just for the relationships you can build, the sisterhood. I mean, seriously, like it's crazy. Excuse me, but all of my girlfriends are in Mary Kay now. Like they all drive free cars. And I really, really, really love the bond that we have. But maybe somebody wants to make a career for themselves. I mean, you guys, you just never know. And if that's what they want, then, you know, this is just a way for them, you know, to make some extra money on the side if that's what they choose to do. And this also is going to give you guys the opportunity to move up in the career path and to earn, you know, another source of income. And so you guys all know we make 50% of everything we sell, which is incredible. And that's all on our skincare products. But when you build your team, you know, you're able to make another percentage off of your commissions. And so, you know, like as a sales director, like most of the majority of my money I make is off of my commissions. And so I really like that. So it's like I have my skincare where I can like sell my products. Okay, so I have my setup over here in my office, so I can sell my products, right, and make 50% of that, and then I also make, you know, the company will pay me and reward me for building my team. And so the couple of the main things that I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to kind of give you a breakdown of what we're going to be going over, okay? For those of you who are really organized. And if you don't have a pen and paper, grab one, okay? Because you're going to want to take lots of notes. So we're going to go over the career path, okay? So like what it means to move up, how much money you'll be making, and what point you're at. We're going to talk about recognition, which is something I love, recognition. We're going to talk about how to share the opportunity at your classes. We're going to talk about how to schedule your sharing appointments with your sales director, and then we're also going to go over what a quality recruit is, okay? And I say quality in quotation marks, okay? So first of all, let's talk about the career path. So before I do, have y'all ever had a job, right? Okay, we've all had JOBs, and some of you may still have a JOB. And JOB, what I just learned the other day, I was listening to Stephanie Coker's training, and some of what I got tonight is off of that. And so she said a JOB is a journey of the broke. And I was like, that's so funny, because really, you guys, like, I would rather work 80 hours for myself than 40 hours for somebody else, honestly. Okay, so before I do that, have you guys ever had a job, right, where, you know, you go in and, you know, you really, really, really hate one aspect of your job? Like, you like one part, but you don't like the other part. Now, think about that job, if it was in the past or even if it's present, and think about what you really, really hate. And think about if every single day you went into work, you did everything but that thing. So, like, let's say that you are like, you have an office job, so you have to file paperwork, you have to make phone calls, you have to clean your desk, okay? Imagine if, like, you hate filing paperwork. So you're like, I'm not going to file paperwork, and you just didn't file the paperwork. I mean, how long do you think you'd have that job, right? I mean, you probably wouldn't have it very long because the papers will start piling up. And so think about your Mary Kay business. Like, think about Are you in your Mary Kay business because you want it as a hobby? Or are you in Mary Kay because you want to make a business out of it and make really good money? I'm assuming if you're on this call, it's probably like you want to treat it as a business. Well, even if it's part-time, you still want to make good money out of it, right? And so, you know, treat your business like a business. And you know, how many of you started your business, like I said, to make money? Like, you can raise your hands, pretend. I'm assuming that you all started your business to make money. And so I'm assuming that, you know, why are you leaving money on the table? Like, why are you leaving money on the table? You know, Stephanie Coker, she also said follow money trail, which is so true, you guys. Like, that's where the money is at. It's like building your team classes. You know, doing that. I used to listen to Jen Harris, and she said, you know, when she first started Mary Kay, her and her husband had $250 in the bank account, and now she makes $250 a minute. She makes money while she sleeps. I would make money while I sleep. So have that insurance. You know, when I had my daughter Adrena, I was able to take off like a complete month. Like, I did not do any skincare classes. And you guys, my paycheck did not waver because my unit kept working. And of course I was working with them, but because I decided to work really, really hard and build my team, you know, it pays you off later. And when you're not able to work, when life happens, you know, sometimes we have life happens, you have that insurance taken out. So, so some of you may have heard about this, and some of you may have not. So the career path. So the first step is a consultant. Okay, so that's like just selling your skincare. That is like, if you don't want to sell, I'm sorry, you don't want to build your team. You just want to sell products, okay? So you make 50% of everything you sell, and that's it, okay? So let's talk about when you become a senior consultant. You're a consultant, that is when you add and then you're also going to be making a commission to make a 4% commission. That's with 1 to 2 team members, okay? So then let's talk about Start Team Builder. So this is where all of those girls have the red beautiful jackets that we all love, right? So then there's the red jacket, and you make 4% commission off that. And you also, this is when you have 3 to 5 team members, okay? Or I'm sorry, 3 to 4. And also you get a 4% commission, okay? And then for every single person who comes and qualify with at least a $600 order, you're gonna get a $50 bonus. I mean, who can get excited about that? Imagine if you added 3 new team members in 1 month and 2 of them came in, you know, with like a qualified order. I mean, that's gonna be a $100 bonus on top of the 4% commission. Okay, next up is team leader / future sales director. And so this is where you are gonna have 5 team members, 5 to 8 team members, okay? And so then here is where you get to make a 9 or 13% commission, plus you're gonna get a $50 bonus. I mean, that is exciting. That is super exciting. $50 bonus and 9 or 13% commission. Like, that's exciting, you guys. And that is like so simple. Once you have 5 team members, you can go target for your car. Like, you can go target for your car with just 5 team members, okay? So like, seriously, you can do this. So that is another reason to share, because of all the commissions that you will that you'll be making. And then y'all, when you are not sharing, you are like, when you walk into a party and you decide, oh, you know, these women, like, they don't need this, like, you are deciding for them, and you are basically saying like, hey, you don't deserve Mary Kay in your life. Like, I deserve Mary Kay in my life, but you don't deserve Mary Kay in your life. And I know that we don't think of it like that. We don't look at it like that. But really, you guys, I really believe this is like the best opportunity out there for women. I think this is like the most incredible opportunity that there is. And so don't judge them. Whether it's that you think that they have, you know, there's 2 sides. Like, you think that they don't have enough money, or you think that they have too much money and they don't need Mary Kay in their life. So, you know, think about those things, and think about, you know, like, look at everybody as if, like, without judging them. Because when you judge somebody, it automatically makes your mind, like, your energy comes different, everything starts coming off differently. And so make sure that you're not judging them and whatnot, because you never know how much you could impact somebody's life. You know, Tammy Craig, okay, for example, like, she was like rich, they were rich, her and her husband. Well, she had a divorce, and because she had her Mary Kay business, she didn't have to worry about anything. She was able to like take her daughter, they went, I don't know, somewhere to Europe or something, right? And she had just gotten a divorce. And like, think about it, it's like, she didn't have a college degree, she didn't have anything. And imagine if you know, she wouldn't have had Mary Kay in her life. And imagine if somebody was like, oh my gosh, she makes so much money, or like her husband makes so much money, like she does not need Mary Kay in her life. So please don't judge people. You guys, I've seen it go both ways. And then, okay, so the next thing is the recognition. Okay, so the recognition is amazing. Like, this is my most favorite part. So not only, you know, I'm sure some of you have gotten this a little bit already, like for finishing certain challenges, for your pearls of sharing, you know, whatever it may be. Maybe you had a little taste of that recognition up in front of your meeting, and it is so much fun. I mean, seriously, like you can go to seminar. If you had 24 like qualified team members, then you can go to seminar for Queen of Sharing. And behind me over here, like right here on the left of me, is a poster of like all the diamonds that you can get. Okay, so it's like the Bumblebee one. It's like right there, and then there's like another one right here, I think. And so anyways, like you can get some diamonds. You can get diamonds for building your team. You know, there's also like the Princess Courts at, I'm going to try to turn this around without like messing anything up, but like, okay, I'm not going to turn this around. But like I have like right in front of me, so I have my office right, my desk right here, and then up in the top I have like different things. You can get like, you know, Princess Court at seminar and things like that for adding, you know, at least 12 qualified team members. And so just exciting things like that, you guys. And so the recognition is really, really fun. You can travel the world. I mean, seriously, like you can travel the world doing this. Like up here, I have like a little Rome poster that I got from Mary Kay Corporate. They sent it to me. It was really exciting, and Susan signed it. And so, you know, it's just really, really exciting. To think that you can travel the world, you know, just from building your team and helping other women. And so, and it makes you feel so amazing. And so the next thing that I'm going to touch on is how to share at your parties. So first of all, starting with your iStory. Like this is the #1 area that I think that we all need to make sure we have like legitimately like written down, because your iStory is maybe like the first thing introducing yourself. So, you know, first you go through and you say, oh, how do you guys all know the hostess? And then you say, okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, so you don't feel like you're talking to a stranger the whole time, you know. And then, you know, that is really like where you can tell them like, hey, this is why I'm doing Mary Kay. This is how it's helping me, and this is how you can help me. Like women love being able to help other women. And so that they know that like, oh my gosh, by me like buying this product today, like this is going to help your family, or this is going to help you to earn a car, or this is going to help you to become a sales director. Like they want to know that, but they want to know why. They want to know like nitty gritty, like why are you really doing this? So dig down deep and try to figure out your why. And you guys, you have a powerful story. Like I don't care if you think it's not powerful. I promise you we all have a powerful story, and you just have to figure out what that is for you. But when they hear your iStory, they hear your dreams, it's going to motivate them. And then you can also borrow your director's accolades. So like if you are like brand spanking new and you don't know, you know, you can borrow your director's accolades and talk about that. But so I think women like to hear your story and hear your side of it. You know, sometimes I think that we're like, oh my gosh, like, you know, she makes $58,000 a month. And I think sometimes that's intimidating because people are like, yeah, right, you know. So talking about you and like what you earn, like, you know, just wearing your pearl earrings and your pearl bracelet you earn, wear those to your meeting or to your, your skincare classes, and be like, you know, all the jewelry I'm wearing is from Mary Kay. Like I always say that, I'm like, all the jewelry I am wearing is from Mary Kay. All these diamonds, all these designer, you know, bangles. I mean, like Kendra Scott, like, you know, so people like to know that kind of stuff. And Ari Hathaway, she was saying that she always knows who her first 2 team members are by this. So when she goes into a party, she does a satin hand, and then she says, okay, everybody, I want you to race to the nearest like bathroom, and whoever rinses their hands off and gets back here first is the winner. And then like they get like a little prize or something. And so she says she always recruits the first person who comes back because she's power and achievement, and then she recruits the last because she is going to be a loving connector, and so she's going to stay loyal to you. And how cool is that, right? Because the last one, the first one's really competitive, so she's really, you know, she wants to like do everything and all that. And then the last one is somebody who's loyal, like she wants everybody else to get there first, and she's like the really sweet and caring one. So okay, so next thing I'm going to go through Mrs. Cab, and if you guys have a pen and paper, this is what you may want to write down. So Mrs. Cab is just kind of like an acronym to help us to remember how to talk about the opportunity. And I think this is super fun. So you have these little tickets, okay? Like you know, sometimes like I've forgotten my tickets and I just like tear up little pieces of paper. But you can go to the dollar store and get like a whole thing of like tickets for like $1. So M stands for, so what I do is I go through and I say, okay, so M stands for money. And I'm like, that is the #1 reason that women join Mary Kay. In the beginning, before I start the game, I say, okay, great. So now we're going to play another game. This is called the purse game. I'm going to say a letter. When I say the letter, pull something out of your purse that starts with that letter. And then there's 2 winners per round, but the items have to be different. So they pull out like, oh, you know, money and like MasterCard or whatever it may be. And then you give them each a ticket. And then what I also say is I'm just like, okay, this is just my way to talk a little bit more about Mary Kay, so that you guys will kind of listen. And I say, you know, tell some sort of little joke like that. But I just say, you know, Mary Kay Ash believed that there was at least one new team member at every single party. And I really, truly believe that. And so it is my job to talk a little bit about it. And then you can just decide if it is or isn't for you. And so I say, okay, M stands for money. So money is the #1 reason people will join. And then I say, okay, wait, 50% of everything we sell, and that's off of our skincare. And then, you know, the other aspect of making money is off your commissions. And so building your team. But when you make money off building your team, it comes from the company's corporate pocket, not from their pocket. Okay. Okay. And then I go on to R. So I say, okay, R is for the rewards and the recognition. So, and that's when I'm like, all the stuff I'm wearing is a Mary Kay. I have like pots and pans for Mary Kay. I have a Kate Spade purse. I have, you know, da 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 da. And I just kind of list everything off. And I'm like, none of that is to brag. Like, I just had no idea that you feel like earn that stuff with Mary Kay. And okay, so then the next, and the recognition is when I say, oh my gosh, we have meetings every single week and it's so much fun. And we have girls come to the front and they get like a tiara and they get sashes and it's so exciting. And, you know, I just really love loving on people like that. And then the next one is self-growth. So I say, okay, you know, so I say before Mary Kay, you know, my self-confidence was really low. And you guys, really it was. Like my confidence level was seriously like below. Like it was so bad. And like if you would have told me 2 years ago I would be doing this, I would have probably crawled in a hole just to be terrified that like it might happen. And so I always tell people, like, you know, because my sales director believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, you know, it made the biggest difference in my life. And so that's why I share everywhere we go, because and I just explain to people, like, I just had no clue. I think I'm a better wife and I'm a better mother because my confidence level is better. And I really do believe, sorry. So I really do believe that. And so, okay, so I move on to C. C is for cars. So I say, oh my gosh, does anybody ever see a big Cadillac? And they're like, yeah. And I say, okay, awesome. Well, the cool thing is that there's a couple of different cars you can earn on the way to Cadillac. And so, you know, the first car is a Chevy Cruze. It comes in white or red. The next one is a Ford Fusion and an Equinox. I personally chose the Equinox, and they're both black because I have big dogs and kids. So I was like, I can put them all in there. And then there's the BMW, and then of course the pink Cadillac and the pink Cadillac Escalade. And I just tell them, you know, you get a new car every other year. They pay 85% of your insurance for you and another person, all your startup fees, registration. I mean, like, seriously, it's like a dream. Like, you really feel like you're sitting in a car, and they make it in the factory for you, and then they deliver it to you, like the nearest dealer to you. And I like to tell people that we have more cars on the road than UPS trucks. Like, usually people are like, what? And the only people who are ranked above us, like, we are the second largest fleet in all of the United States for how many vehicles that we have on the road. The only people who are above us is the military. It's the government. And I'm like, that's not fair. So, okay. So then the last one, or the second to last one, is advancement. Okay, so this is what I love, is that you can move as fast as you want. I know people who have came into the company and earned all their cars in 7 months. Okay, so you can, you know, everybody's journey is different, but like if you want to move quickly, like you can move quickly. And so I really like that. You know, you can really pick and choose that. Okay, so the last one is just being your own boss. And I just say, you guys, being my own boss is the best thing. Being my own boss is the best thing ever. And that's, I would rather work, you know, 80 hours for myself than 40 hours for somebody else. Because, you know, when you're working for somebody else, all you're doing is helping them to get rich. When you work for yourself, like, that money is all going into your pocket. And so I really, really, really love that. I also love the flexibility of this. And then I give off examples of women that I have that do Mary Kay. So I say things like, okay, I know I have some women that are in the military that do this. I have some that work and go to school full time. I have single moms. I have, you know, so you can, Mary Kay can work for you in any aspect of your life. Mary Kay created Mary Kay to benefit any woman in any culture and in any situation. And you guys, I honestly believe that Mary Kay comes to your life in the perfect time. Like, I know sometimes people are like, oh, you know, I'll wait until like next month, and I'll wait until the next month. And you guys, I just think that, can I be honest? You know, I really think that Mary Kay comes to your life. You're either in the beginning of a crisis, going through a crisis, or like coming out of a crisis. So it's like one of the three. So that's the Mrs. Cabs game. And then I say, okay. So I was like, I say, everybody, I want you to write one of these 3 letters down on your paper. Okay, so listen up. Either A for like absolutely sign me up, like I want to do Mary Kay. Like worst case scenario, you know, I will get some like free product, and best case scenario, like I could become a sales director and change my life or earn a free car. Okay. B, buy me a cup of coffee. Like I'm kind of interested, but you're like a little bit out there and crazy, but I want more information. C, I'm just not interested. I would love to be a customer by full price. Okay. And then Bria Kernan actually taught me this. And then after you say that, you say, okay, so either C, I just want to be a customer. B, buy me a cup of coffee. I want some information. Or A, yes, absolutely sign me up. Like, let's give this a go. And the reason you do that is because strategically you want A to be the last thing that they're hearing, not C. So I thought that was brilliant when she told me that. So, and you guys play it at every single party. If you're running low on time, like maybe not go through the whole thing, maybe not play the game, but at least touch on lightly on every single thing, because you just never know who it could be and how it could change your life. You guys, I was recruited into the company, and do your pearls of sharing. I'm going to talk about this again in a minute, but do your pearls of sharing. I'll explain that later. So, okay, how to schedule sharing appointments. So I love when people write C on their paper. When they wrote C, I'm just not interested. So you guys, I have recruited probably 10 personal people that wrote C on their paper, and some of them may be watching this right now. And so you guys, because a lot of times they will write a C on their paper because they're just like, you know, they have a question, or they're like, oh my gosh, I don't have time for that. Or, oh my gosh, like you probably have to do this, you probably have to do that. So usually they do it because like, there's something that they just don't realize. So a C on their paper, I like to recruit a lot of them, usually because, like I said, they didn't understand something or they were confused. So just assume that no matter what letter they pick, that you're going to talk to them about it. So if they write an A or a B, I ask them, I say, okay, what intrigued you about Mary Kate? Like what made you want some more information about it? And then like say she's like, well, you know, I could really use some extra income. And I say, okay, yeah, do you currently have a job? Or, you know, just get to know her. And then if she says, no, I stay home with my kids. And I say, oh my gosh, you know, that is exactly why I do my Mary Kay business, et cetera, et cetera. You know, would you like to sign up today? You know, we can totally fill out the agreement right here. If she says yes, absolutely, have her fill it out right away. If she's like, I don't really know, want some information, then you say, okay, like we can totally meet up with my sales director at Starbucks for a cup of coffee. Like, what are you doing the next 2 days? You guys, you want to try to get in front of them within 24 hours, 48 hours at the most. But after that, you kind of start to lose them. Because what happens is they go home and either A, they look something up on Google and they see like all of the hater groups out there that are just like, you know, not so nice to us. Because whenever you're successful in anything, you're gonna have haters, and so they get scared. Or B, they have somebody in their ear and they're like, you know, I know like this like great second to like whatever aunt that did Mary Kay and she didn't do well with it. And so you want to try to get to them so you can answer their questions before that sinks in and the fear creeps over them. Because usually when somebody is like really interested in doing Mary Kay, or they feel like it is for them, you know, it's they get curious, and so they try looking different things up. And so anyways, I don't even know why I take notes because I don't even read them. So schedule them at Starbucks. I talked about that. Okay. And so it's very important to schedule them fast. Like I said, if they write a C, so if they write a C, then I always say, oh, okay, so you wrote a C, so you're not interested in the opportunity. And I just try to like say, oh, you're not interested in the opportunity, with like a smile on my face. And that allows them to open up. I like asking the question like that because I feel like it allows them to be comfortable to open up rather than, you know, making them feel uncomfortable. And so usually when that happens, they say, oh my gosh, you know, well, I was interested, but I don't have the time. You know, I was interested, but maybe next month or maybe the next month. You know, it's just not for me right. Say, well, you know, we have information, and then when you're ready, like if you do decide you want to do it, then you can just move forward. But it will also help me in my challenge. So it's another thing you can say to them. Like if you're having trouble getting people to schedule, you could say it's also going to really help me in my challenge this month. So I would really appreciate it. You know, do weekdays or weekends usually work better for you? Like, thank you so much. And you know, you can say it like that. So usually they say like, oh my gosh, I don't have the time, or I don't have the startup money, or etc. And that is like work on that. So if they say they don't have the time, you can say, oh my gosh, well, it's totally fine. Like, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot of extra time. You can work that how you want. So anyways, then you can talk to them about it. And like I said, just get to know them and listen to them. And hear how they have this. Because I think sometimes we're so quick to go through the motions and we're box checkers. And we're like, okay, I did this. And then we don't get the results. And the reason why I do this is because, you know, typically if you're doing something and your director's like, you're doing everything right, I don't know what's going wrong. Typically it's because you're being a box checker and you're trying to get things done rather than really getting to know them and working with that passion. So anyway, so like I said, you can say, listen, this is another way to word it too, is you can say, listen, I know Mary Kay may not be for you, but I would love to meet with you at Starbucks and, have my director tell you a little bit more about what I do. And you can say like this with them, like you were so motivated and you were so fun, and I just be kicking myself in the butt if I not. Even if Mary Kay is not for you, like please, it would also like like I said, help you in your challenge. Know your averages too. So you guys, if you're like, I did 3 sharing appointments, I only have like 1 team member. Well, 1 out of every 3 sharing appointments, I do in person. So you should you're probably just not seeing enough cases or doing enough sharing appointments. So know what your averages are. So if you're frustrated, and you're, like I said, are you doing sharing appointments? Like, are you sharing with everybody? I really am a big believer in sharing with everyone, because you can go to a party and you can be like, oh my gosh, I don't think this girl is really good quality. But then when you really sit down with her one-on-one and you start having a conversation with her, you can, like, I have had that happen so many times to me, and I'm Justin, I need to stop dating. And I'm a lot better at it now. Like, I do not judge people. And if they're interested in the opportunity, I will meet up with them. And just when I meet up with them, that's when you can tell. So anyway, Mary Kay always said that there was at least 1 team member in every single party, and honestly, there's usually more than 1. So it's our job to share with them if they're for them or not. And so the other thing I want to talk about is the people. You guys, I want to explain what equality is. I do not think equality is like money, like they don't have money. Equality is their desire level. Are they hungry for more? Do they have the desire to want more? Are they up for a challenge? Does she want more in her life? Does she sit there and complain? Or does she go, yes, so I have a situation, but I want more in my life? The difference. Does she make herself out to be a victim or out to be a victim? You're not going to want to try to drag her through the mud. You guys, I've tried this before. It is heartbreaking. When you talk somebody into joining, like, oh my gosh, and then they're finally in, and then you have to drag them to every single thing to get them to do everything. There's a difference. There's a difference between, there's this person over here who really wants to provide, and then there's this person over here who just wants to be the victim always. And so, you can kind of tell. I would always, like I said, if they are interested, always get them to meet up with your director. Always get them to meet up with your director. I mean, unless there's, some sort of situation where she's being extremely rude at the party, or, slapping your kids or something like that, you may not want to get with. But, you get the point, I think. So, make sure to get everything now that you want to get these sharing appointments to directors. The reason I say that is that we can help overcome objections, and we can answer their questions in a different way. Probably 100 more than you have, and that is not a bad thing. But it's I remember when I first started my own sharing appointments, I was terrified. And so, it's just one of those things where once you get to a certain point, you do enough. I have enough training now that people can spit things at me and I can overcome every single objection. It's not really overvising some people. I think that people object for 2 reasons. One, I think it's because they are nervous, and they're like, okay, if you overcome all this, but I'm going to join. And there's some people just are like, I don't want to do this, I want to give excuses. But typically, it's just, I don't want to do this. It doesn't interest me at all. I'm really not interested in that's different. So anyways, it is so important to know women and layering. Typically, some people will spot. For the most part, I think a little bit like, oh, one live in the area, I really strongly open for them to Starbucks and Skype me in or call me in, but at least there's that connection in there. Day and night difference. Average what everyone every 3, and average is even 9%. So I'm going to challenge all of you to go out and schedule at least 6 sharing appointments with sales director this week, like from Monday to Monday. And the reason being is that you can do it. Like, who are the ones on your checking list? Like, who are the ones on your checking list? I just managed to my chicken list, but I'm always making sure I'm marking them off, because you guys never know like how that could impact her, and she could be like a Crystal Trinowski. I mean, you just don't ever know. And so for the women chicken list, tell them that you're in a challenge. That I just always have looked up to you so much, and I think you're an incredible woman. I mean, just be honest with her, whatever it is about her character that you really like, and say she'll help me out with this. It would help me tremendously. I double dog you guys to do that. 6 sharing appointments this week, and I guarantee you, it is wonderful, and it's going to invigorate you. If you do 6 sharing appointments with your sales director, you are more than likely going to add a community member. And so I really go out and do it, and then message me. Even if you're not in the area, dude, like, message me, like, private message on Facebook, add me on Facebook, and be like, oh my gosh, look at my 6, sharing a. And you guys, you want to know how I was recruited into something? I never had a patient. That's why I switched Facebook. I haven't talked to time, and we were friends, but we weren't really good friends. But she's like, I need one more person for this challenge that you mind helping me. And I said, sure, Ashley. I was like, oh my God, ever selling Mary Kay. She said, that's totally fine. You see what's in my sales structure. It's like the last person I need my. I'm like, yeah, I'll absolutely help you out. And you guys, you're right. And she completely changed my life. Like, I will just message her randomly and say, thank you. Thank you for reaching out to me, because you completely 360 over a Pearls Sharing challenge. You guys, you just never know. There are women in your life that you could even think, like, oh my gosh, she could never even do this. Because, like, there are people for what happened to you. And I had people believe in me. I had not negative people in my life anymore. I had people believe in me, and that is what changed me. And you guys, Stephanie Coker, I love the way that Stephanie Coker uses, and she says that, you all can huff and puff and get ready. She said, can huff and puff and have a. It is my job to explain to you, and this is what Mary Kay added, for me to educate you, and then you can make a decision if this is for you or not. And so I love that. I love she asked me to listen to her Pearls of Sharing, because what if she wouldn't have? Like, I don't even know where I would be right now. So I want to leave you with this. You guys, who's your tears? I believe Heidi Dassler said that. Whose dreams are attached to yours? Like, when I sit and I looked at my meeting the other day, okay, so we had 30 guests for our class, and we had 25 consultants. And I look out at it, it was me and Tara's unit mixed together. I looked out at it, I was like, oh my gosh. If I would not have ever said yes to Mary Kay, like, none of those women would be sitting in there. And it was that stuff to make me cry. Like, it really is. Guys, a year ago, like, you think that I realized that? Like, no, I had no idea I was going to change, like, 100 with Tara, and she just ordered her car. And then how many else of you? I have Alicia and Vanessa, 2 girls that are in my unit that are racing for CQ, and that is empowering to me. That is what's exciting. That's why I get up in the morning for things like that. I really, really, really want to encourage you, like, refresh on your Pearls of Sharing. Like, you did your Pearls of Sharing already, do it again. Do it again. How do you Pearls of Sharing again? Even if it's not to earn the jewelry, like, just redo it, refresh it. There's no reason. It starts somewhere. Like, I don't care, like, how far. Maybe you were, like, going really, really, really fast, and you were working your business, and you stopped. But maybe you haven't for a little while, and you came back. For a new consultant, you guys, it starts now. It starts today, okay? So don't say, oh, this is tomorrow, I'll do it the next day. Start today. Start sharing with women today. That is what Mary Kay Ash really wanted, and that is how you're going to, be able to allow your dreams to come true. By going out for the other. You guys, I have a girl who joined, and, like, seriously, within a day for a team member. So it is, like, work. And that's work with your people. So don't be afraid recruiting them. And so You just never know whose lives you're going to change, guys. So please, message me. On Facebook, I want to know. Like, I want to know what you guys are doing. Like, after you do each one. Oh, and this is kind of like a side note, but when you have your parties too, like when you go and have a party, like message your director after, like call her, box her. Don't text her, call her, box her. Every single party you have, and just know what. Because that's when I have the best training. Like after I have every single one of my parties, I will call Leah or Voxer and be like, hey, this was a really great party. You know, I had this in sales, and you know, this new. And every time I have a bad party, I'm always also making sure to message her, because that way she could be there for me and she can help me through it. And I remember those conversations with her, and that's the leader that I am. And like how I could take her classes was by you know, doing that and brainstorm together on, you know, ways to make things better, because you're in the moment. And this is what this is how I do next time. Last thing I want to share with you, I'll give you the password, is have fun. Be passionate, fun, like, play, like have fun with it. Work with intention and change women's lives. You guys set a goal and work for that goal. Work with intention. So work for that chaos. You guys, I think sometimes too, like, some people are really tracker. I'm not like a tracker. Like, I'm just like a little bit better, but you know, something so like you guys want to get to the point where it's chaos. It's a little bit of chaos is that main part. So, anyways, the is very is Cadillac, because my unit and I are finished Cadillac by December, and I know you can too. And so, Cadillac, that's the passwords. Box your director right now and let her know Cadillac, and tell her what your biggest aha moments are. Like, you have moments from tonight that things that's going over, can you message her? Because that's how it fills my love cup. Like, when people are like, oh, like, I like this or I like that, that makes me feel so special. Thank you guys for hopping on. I absolutely adore you guys. Like, I really want you guys message me on Facebook, because I really know what you guys are doing, and you guys can do it. You can believe in yourself, and I promise you. All right, have a good night.